And a warning on some popular skincare products. There is a major recall now underway for several acne treatments due to concerns about elevated levels of a potential cancer-causing ingredient.
100,000 dermatologists worldwide recommend this brand. That number is on the website. It is on the packaging. It is in every campaign they have ever run. Yet, in March 2025, the FDA issued a recall on one of their best-selling products, benzene contamination. Benzene is a known carcinogen, the same chemical found in gasoline and cigarette smoke, inside a product sold for daily acne treatment. The brand is Roche Posay. I investigated 10 of their products. 7 are on the avoid list. 3 actually live up to what the brand has been promising. We start with the one that got recalled. Avoid Product 1, Effaclar Duo, Dual Action Acne Treatment. This is the tube on the bathroom shelf of every person who takes their skin seriously. The one the dermatologist recommended. The one with the clinical white packaging and the Effaclar name that sounds like it was developed in a laboratory rather than a marketing department. For millions of people with acne-prone skin, this was the trustworthy option. Roche Posay built that trust over decades. The brand partnered with dermatologists, funded clinical research, and positioned Effaclar Duo as a medically credible acne treatment rather than a cosmetic product. Recommended by 100,000 dermatologists worldwide, that claim is on the box. Women bought this product because a doctor told them to. That is the highest level of consumer trust that exists. In March 2025, the FDA issued a recall on Roche Posay Effaclar Duo Dual Action Acne Treatment. Over 2.2 million units were affected. The reason was benzene contamination. Benzene is a known carcinogen linked to leukemia and bone marrow cancer. The FDA classified the recall as Class 2, meaning the product may cause temporary or medically reversible adverse health consequences. The contamination came from the active ingredient benzoyl peroxide, which an independent Connecticut laboratory called Valisure had shown can degrade into benzene under certain conditions. Valisure published those findings in March 2024. The recall came a year later. Roche Posay's parent company, L'Oréal USA, coordinated the voluntary recall with the FDA. No press release was issued to consumers. Consignees were notified by letter. Looks like the dermatologist-approved gold standard for acne treatment. Reads like 2.2 million recalled units and a known carcinogen in the tube. Roche Posay is owned by L'Oréal. L'Oréal is the same parent company named in the hair dye bladder cancer litigation. The dermatological credibility of the sub-brand and the safety record of the parent company are two different things. For the person who chose this product specifically because a dermatologist recommended it and clinical credibility felt like a guarantee of safety, this is what you actually bought: a recalled product. Benzene contamination confirmed. A letter sent to retailers, not to you. Effaclar Adapalene Gel uses adapalene, a retinoid, as its active ingredient instead of benzoyl peroxide. No oxidative chemistry means no benzene formation risk. The FDA cleared adapalene for over-the-counter use, and it is genuinely effective for acne prevention. If you are using Effaclar Duo, this is the direct replacement within the same brand and the same product line. Dermatologist recommended. FDA recalled. The credibility was real. The benzene was also real. The next product is the one this brand built its entire global reputation on, and several of its most popular versions contain an endocrine disruptor that the CDC detects in more than 96% of the American population. Avoid Product 2, Anthelios Cooling Water Sunscreen, Lotion SPF 60. It is the sunscreen that feels like it cannot be questioned. Anthelios is Roche Posay's flagship range. Dermatologists recommend it specifically. It gets cited in clinical discussions about photoprotection. It sits at the premium end of the drugstore sunscreen shelf, and it earns that positioning through genuine research investment. Roche Posay built the Anthelios range on proprietary filter technology and decades of photobiology research. The brand launched its Roche Posay Foundation in 1995, specifically to fund skin cancer prevention and UV education. Anthelios became the sunscreen dermatologists trusted because the science behind UVA and UVB protection was taken seriously here before the rest of the industry caught up. The active ingredient list on Anthelios Cooling Water Sunscreen, Lotion SPF 60, confirmed in the EWG Guide to Sunscreens, is avobenzone, homosalate, octisalate, octocrylene, and oxybenzone, at 3.86%. Oxybenzone is detected by the CDC in more than 96% of the American population. It is a documented endocrine-disrupting chemical. Hawaii banned oxybenzone in sunscreens due to its hormonal disruption potential and coral reef damage. The EU has flagged it repeatedly. Octocrylene, also present, has been shown to degrade into benzophenone over time. Benzophenone is classified as a probable human carcinogen. In 2024, European NGOs flagged specific anthelios sunscreens for this degradation pathway. La Roche Posay released stability data and reformulated select products. The chemical filter versions still contain both oxybenzone and octocrylene. Looks like the most scientifically rigorous sunscreen on the shelf. Reads like oxybenzone, an endocrine disruptor present in nearly every American body, and octocrylene, which degrades into a probable carcinogen. The active filters in this product are chemical filters. Chemical filters penetrate the skin and enter the bloodstream. The CDC's detection of oxybenzone in 96% of Americans is not coincidental. It is the cumulative result of daily chemical sunscreen application over years. For the woman who chose anthelios because her dermatologist recommended it, and dermatologist recommended felt like the safest possible credential, this is what you actually bought. Oxybenzone at 3.86% daily, on your face, detected in nearly every American body by the federal government's own health agency. Anthelios Ultra-Light Fluid Mineral. Sunscreen SPF 50 uses only zinc oxide as its active filter. No oxybenzone, no octocrylene, no chemical penetration pathway. EWG rates mineral zinc oxide sunscreens significantly lower for hazard than chemical filter alternatives. This is the one anthelios sunscreen this investigation can recommend without reservation. Flagship product. Endocrine disruptor confirmed by the EWG, the CDC, and the EU. The research was real. The oxybenzone was also real. The next product takes the same chemical filter problem and asks you to apply it every single morning as a serum. Avoid product 3, Anthelios AOX. Daily antioxidant serum with sunscreen SPF 50. This is the product that sounds like it solved everything. A serum and a sunscreen in one step. Antioxidant protection and UV protection at the same time. The AOX branding signals advanced science. The SPF 50 signals serious sun protection. For the woman who wants an efficient morning routine without sacrificing skin health, this product was designed to feel like the answer. La Roche Posay positioned this as a premium hybrid product. The antioxidant serum angle elevated it above standard sunscreen. It was not just blocking the sun, it was actively protecting the skin with a clinically developed antioxidant complex. The Anthelios name carried the trust already built across the sunscreen range. The serum format made it feel more sophisticated than a lotion, more targeted, more dermatological. The EWG database confirms the active ingredient list. Avobenzone, 2.68%, homosalate 9.6%, octosalate 2.88%, octocrylene 5.38%, and oxybenzone 3.46%. That is oxybenzone at 3.46% in a serum. Serums are formulated for penetration. That is their purpose. You are applying an absorption-optimized formula containing a documented endocrine disruptor to your face every single morning. Octocrylene is also present at 5.38%. In 2024, European NGOs flagged Anthelios products specifically for octocrylene degrading into benzophenone, a probable human carcinogen, over time. La Roche Posay reformulated Select SK-US. This product's formula has not been universally updated. Looks like a sophisticated dual-action serum built on advanced dermatological science. Reads like oxybenzone and octocrylene in a penetration-optimized delivery format applied daily to your face. The ingredient concern here is not theoretical. A serum penetrates deeper and faster than a lotion by design. Applying oxybenzone in a serum format every morning maximizes the absorption pathway the CDC has already confirmed is delivering this chemical into the bloodstream of nearly every American. For the woman who added this to her routine because combining steps felt like a smarter, more efficient approach to skin health, this is what you actually bought. An endocrine disruptor in a serum designed to go deeper. every morning, marketed as antioxidant protection. La Roche Posay Vitamin C 12 Oil Control Serum delivers antioxidant protection without any sunscreen chemistry. If you want the antioxidant benefit of this product without the oxybenzone exposure, that serum paired with a separate mineral sunscreen is the cleaner two-step version of what this product was trying to be. Advanced science packaging, endocrine disruptor inside. The serum format made the penetration worse, not better. The next product puts fragrance into a moisturizer designed for the skin type most likely to react to it. Avoid product 4. Effaclar Matte Daily Moisturizer. It is the moisturizer the brand built for people whose skin is already difficult. Oily skin, combination skin, acne-prone skin. The kind of skin that reacts to everything. Effaclar Matte is positioned as the daily moisturizer for that specific person. Mattifying, lightweight, dermatologist tested. The Effaclar name signals that this product belongs to the same clinical family as the rest of the acne range. La Roche Posay built the Effaclar line around a specific promise: products for blemish-prone skin that would not aggravate the very problem they were trying to treat. The mattifying moisturizer was the logical extension of that promise. After the cleanser, after the treatment gel, a moisturizer that would not break you out, would not make you oily, and would not irritate skin that was already compromised. That was the trust contract. The formula contains parfum, that is fragrance on the US ingredient label. Fragrance is the single leading cause of contact dermatitis in skincare. It is a loophole ingredient. A single line on the label can conceal hundreds of undisclosed chemical compounds with no legal requirement for the brand to disclose what those compounds are. La Roche Posay's own ingredient and safety guide acknowledges that fragrance is included in select formulas to mask base odors. They note they do not use the most common fragrance allergens listed under EU regulations. That is a partial restriction, not an elimination. Fragrance is still in this formula. In 2023, plaintiffs in California filed a class action arguing that La Roche Posay products labeled as fragrance-free contained trace fragrance allergens. L'Oreal denied wrongdoing but agreed to clearer labeling of cross-contamination risks. The Effaclar Matte is not labeled fragrance-free. It contains parfum as a listed ingredient. Looks like the responsible daily moisturizer for reactive, acne-prone skin from a brand that understands sensitive skin better than anyone else. Reads like a fragrance-containing formula sold to the skin type most likely to react to fragrance. Fragrance is the leading cause of contact dermatitis. Acne-prone skin is already compromised. The brand knew both of those facts and still put parfum in this product. For the person with reactive, blemish-prone skin who chose this moisturizer specifically because the Effaclar name felt like a clinical guarantee that it would not make things worse, this is what you actually bought: fragrance on the skin type most vulnerable to it. From the brand that markets itself on dermatological sensitivity, Tellurian Double Repair Matte Moisturizer addresses the exact same oil control and mattifying need without fragrance in the formula. It is fragrance-free, paraben-free, and built for sensitive skin. It is what Effaclar Matte should have been. Dermatological credibility, fragrance in the formula. The sensitive skin brand put the leading cause of contact dermatitis in a product for sensitive skin. The next product carries a fragrance-free label on the front. A California class action argued what was inside told a different story. Avoid product 5. Lipicar Balm AP Plus Body Lotion. It is the product parents reach for when their child has eczema, the one the pediatric dermatologist recommended. Lipicar Balm AP Plus sits in the most trusted category in skincare. It is not a luxury product. It is a medical necessity product. The people buying it are not chasing a trend. They are trying to stop their child from scratching through the night. La Roche Posay built the Lipicar range on one of the most serious trust relationships in beauty. Eczema sufferers, infants with atopic dermatitis, adults with chronically compromised skin barriers. These are people who have already been let down by standard products. They came to Lipicar because a dermatologist said it was different. The fragrance-free claim was not a marketing feature for this audience. It was a medical requirement. Fragrance is a primary trigger for atopic flare-ups. A fragrance-free label on a product for eczema-prone skin is a clinical promise. In 2023, plaintiffs in California filed a class action against L'Oreal, arguing that Lipicar Balm AP Plus was labeled as fragrance-free but contained trace fragrance allergens. L'Oreal denied wrongdoing, but agreed to clearer labeling of cross-contamination risks as part of the resolution. The fragrance-free claim is the entire reason the most reactive, fragrance-sensitive population chose this product. A compromised fragrance-free claim on a product marketed to infants and eczema patients is not a minor labeling issue. It is a breach of the most fundamental trust contract this brand has with its most vulnerable customers. Looks like the fragrance-free eczema balm that a dermatologist prescribed for your child. Reads like a class action over fragrance allergens. In the formula, the label said was free of them. La Roche Posay is a member of the L'Oréal USA family of brands. L'Oréal denied wrongdoing. The class action settlement required clearer labeling. The original label had already been applied to products sitting in homes with eczema patients who chose it specifically for that claim. For the parent who bought this product for their child's eczema, because fragrance-free was not a preference but a medical necessity, and because a pediatric dermatologist said this brand could be trusted, this is what you actually bought: a class action over fragrance allergens on the product labeled fragrance-free for your child's compromised skin. Lipicar AP Plus Max Triple Repair Moisturizing Cream is a newer formulation in the same line with updated fragrance-free verification and a stronger barrier repair ingredient deck, including shea butter, niacinamide, and the brand's prebiotic complex. For eczema-prone skin, this is the replacement recommendation within the brand. Fragrance-free label. Class action over fragrance allergens inside. The most vulnerable customers. The highest stakes labeling error. The next product uses the highest SPF number on the shelf to signal maximum protection. The ingredient deck underneath that number is identical to the products already on this list. Avoid Product 6. Anthelios Melt-in Milk. Sunscreen SPF 100. SPF 100 is the most reassuring number on any sunscreen shelf. It signals that you have chosen the most serious sun protection available. La Roche Posay Anthelios Melt-in Milk. SPF 100 is the product for the person who does not compromise on sun safety. The person who knows the damage UV exposure does over a lifetime and has decided to use the highest protection possible. La Roche Posay earned the right to put SPF 100 on a product. The Anthelios range is backed by genuine photobiology research. The brand launched the La Roche Posay Foundation specifically for skin cancer prevention. Dermatologists recommend this range because the UVA and UVB protection science here is real. The SPF 100 positioning was the logical conclusion of that research credibility. If you trust the brand on sun protection, SPF 100 felt like the ultimate expression of that trust. The active ingredient list on Anthelios Melt-in Milk, SPF 100, contains avobenzone, homosalate, octosalate, octocrylene, and oxybenzone. That is the same chemical filter combination as every other chemical Anthelios product already on this avoid list. The SPF number changed. The ingredient concerns did not. EWG assessed the Anthelios Melt-in Milk range, and it does not meet EWG standards for safety, specifically citing the chemical filter combination. Homosalate has been flagged by the EU Scientific Committee on Consumer Safety as a potential endocrine disruptor. The FDA has not approved homosalate for use above 9% concentration in the United States. This product uses it. Oxybenzone remains present at concentrations consistent with the rest of the chemical Anthelios range. Looks like the most protective sunscreen the brand makes. Reads like the same endocrine disruptor deck as every other chemical Anthelios product, with a bigger number on the front. The SPF number measures burn protection. It does not measure ingredient safety. A higher SPF with the same chemical filter combination means more of the same concerning ingredients applied in a formula designed to stay on the skin all day. For the person who chose SPF 100, specifically because maximum protection was the priority and this felt like the most responsible choice on the shelf, this is what you actually bought. Oxybenzone, homosalate, and octocrylene in the formula, the brand markets as its highest protection product. The number went up. The ingredient concerns stayed exactly the same. Anthelios Mineral Gentle Sunscreen. Lotion SPF 50 uses only mineral filters. No oxybenzone, no homosalate, no octocrylene. It is the one Anthelios product where the protection claim and the ingredient safety record point in the same direction. For anyone who needs SPF from this brand, this is the version this investigation can recommend. Higher number. Same chemical deck. The protection story was about the filters. The endocrine disruption story was also about the filters. The next product is the cleanser sold to the most sensitive skin type on a sulfate-free promise the formula does not fully keep. Avoid Product 7. Effaclar Purifying Foaming Gel Cleanser. It is probably the most purchased product in the La Roche Posay range. The white tube, the foaming gel. the cleanser that became a staple recommendation for anyone with oily, acne-prone, or combination skin. Dermatologists put it on their recommended lists. Skincare editors put it in their routines. For years, it was the answer to the question of what cleanser to use when your skin was too reactive for anything else. Roche Posay positioned this cleanser on gentle efficacy, not the stripping, squeaky clean feeling of harsher drugstore cleansers. This was different, clinical, calibrated. The brand's thermal spring water was in the formula. Zinc was in the formula. The whole product felt like it had been developed in a dermatology clinic rather than a mass-market formulation lab. For people with sensitive acne-prone skin who had been burned by every other cleanser they tried, this felt like the safe option. The formula contains sodium lauryl sulfate. EWG flags sodium lauryl sulfate for contamination concerns related to 1,4-dioxane, a probable human carcinogen and a byproduct of the ethoxylation manufacturing process. The FDA has been monitoring 1,4-dioxane in personal care products for years. Sodium lauryl sulfate is the primary surfactant in a cleanser marketed specifically to sensitive and reactive skin. The brand's own Toleriane cleanser range, designed for even more reactive skin, is formulated without sulfates entirely. That means Roche Posay knows how to make a sulfate-free cleanser. They chose not to apply that standard to Effaclar. Looks like the dermatologist recommended gentle cleanser for sensitive acne-prone skin. Reads like sodium lauryl sulfate, a sulfate flagged for probable carcinogen contamination concerns, in a cleanser marketed to the skin type least equipped to tolerate unnecessary irritants. Read the first 5 ingredients on Effaclar Purifying Foaming Gel: water, zinc pidolate, sodium lauryl sulfate, cocoa glucoside, glycerin. Sodium lauryl sulfate is ingredient 3 in a gentle cleanser for sensitive skin, from a brand that makes a sulfate-free alternative for the exact same skin type in a different product line. For the person with reactive, acne-prone skin who chose this cleanser specifically because the Roche Posay name and the dermatologist recommendation felt like proof it would not make things worse, this is what you actually bought. Sodium lauryl sulfate at position 3, a surfactant flagged for probable carcinogen contamination byproducts in the cleanser for sensitive skin. Toleriane Hydrating Gentle Cleanser uses a sulfate-free formula with ceramide NP, niacinamide, and panthenol. SkinSafe has certified it as teen-safe, SLS-free, fragrance-free, and free of hormone-altering chemicals. It is the cleanser this brand should have been recommending for sensitive and acne-prone skin all along. It is also cheaper than Effaclar. Go check your bathroom shelf right now. If you have the Effaclar foaming gel, you now know what is in it. Okay, stop for a second. You just sat through 7 products from one brand, 1 FDA recall for benzene contamination, 2 sunscreens with an endocrine disruptor detected in 96% of the American population, a serum that delivers that same endocrine disruptor deeper by design, a moisturizer with fragrance for the skin type most likely to react to it, a baby eczema balm with a class action over the fragrance-free label, a cleanser for sensitive skin with a sulfate flagged for probable carcinogen contamination byproducts. Here is the playbook. Step 1. A brand builds genuine clinical credibility. Step 2. A conglomerate acquires it and scales distribution. Step 3. The credibility claim stays on every product regardless of whether every product earns it. Step 4. A recall, a class action, or an independent lab. Finding surfaces what the label omitted. That is not 7 separate problems. That is one standard applied inconsistently across 7 products. 3 products meet the bar the brand claims across everything it makes. Safe pick 1. Toleriane Hydrating Gentle Cleanser. Where others sell a gentle label over a sulfate formula, this sells a genuinely sulfate-free, fragrance-free, paraben-free cleanser with third-party certification to prove it. SkinSafe has certified it as teen-safe, SLS-free, fragrance-free, paraben-free, and free of hormone-altering chemicals, including phthalates, bisphenols, and PFAS. The EWG Skin Deep database confirms the ingredient deck: water, glycerin, ceramide, NNP, niacinamide, panthenol, tocopherol. No sulfates, no fragrance, no endocrine disruptors. Not suitable for oily skin or heavy makeup removal. Around $15. Available at drugstores, Target, Ulta, and laroche-posay.us. This is what the Effaclar cleanser should have been. The standard existed inside the brand the whole time. The next product is the one La Roche-Posay makes that has no real equivalent for barrier repair. Safe pick 2. Cicaplast Balm, B5+. Where others sell barrier repair with fragrance and undisclosed compounds, This sells madcassoside, panthenol, glycerin, and thermal spring water in a formula tested on post-chemotherapy and post-radiation skin under medical supervision. The Kykoplast line was developed specifically for compromised skin recovering from medical procedures. That origin shaped the formulation standard. When the target user is a cancer patient in radiation treatment, the ingredient bar has to be higher. The formula is short and verifiable: dimethicone, panthenol, madecassoside, glycerin, shea butter, thermal spring water. No fragrance, no parabens, no sulfates, no endocrine disruptors. Board-certified dermatologist Dr. Rina Alau has publicly recommended it for patients managing chronic dryness and barrier compromise. Clinical testing on post-procedure skin is documented and published. Not a daily moisturizer for normal or oily skin. The occlusive texture is designed for dry and compromised skin only. On oily skin, it will feel heavy and may cause congestion. Around $16. Available at drugstores, Target, Ulta, and laroche-posay.us. The next pick is the direct replacement for the product that started this entire investigation. Safe Pick 3, Effaclar Adapalene Gel. Where others sell barrier repair with fragrance and undisclosed compounds, this sells madecassoside, panthenol, glycerin, and thermal spring water in a formula tested on post-chemotherapy and post-radiation skin under medical supervision. The Kykoplast line was developed specifically for compromised skin recovering from medical procedures. That origin shaped the formulation standard. When the target user is a cancer patient in radiation treatment, the ingredient bar has to be higher. The formula is short and verifiable: dimethicone, panthenol, madecassoside, glycerin, shea butter, thermal spring water. No fragrance, no parabens, no sulfates, no endocrine disruptors. Board-certified dermatologist Dr. Rina Alau has publicly recommended it for patients managing chronic dryness and barrier compromise. Clinical testing on post-procedure skin is documented and published. Not a daily moisturizer for normal or oily skin. The occlusive texture is designed for dry and compromised skin only. On oily skin, it will feel heavy and may cause congestion. Around $16. Available at drugstores, Target, Ulta, and laroche-posay.us. The next pick is the direct replacement for the product that started this entire investigation. You just sat through 7 products from one brand. A federal recall for benzene. Oxybenzone confirmed in 6 sunscreen products by the EWG. A class action over fragrance allergens in a baby eczema balm labeled fragrance-free. A sulfate in a cleanser for sensitive skin from a brand that makes a sulfate-free version in a different line. That is a brand that applied its credibility selectively. It is not a mistake. It is the model. Tomorrow morning, walk into your bathroom. Pick up your La Roche-Posay product. If you see oxybenzone, sodium lauryl sulfate, or parfum on the label, you are holding a product this investigation cannot recommend. Tell me in the comments which La Roche-Posay product you have been using the longest, and whether you knew any of this before today. If someone you know is still using Anthelios chemical sunscreen every morning because their dermatologist recommended it and that felt like enough, send this to them. The system is not broken. It is working exactly the way it was built to work. You were never supposed to read the ingredient list. Stay sharp. Read those labels. Keep rising.